go. Porn Stars Are People podcast. I am here with Briana Banks at AVN. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
You are a multi-faceted, multi-tiered, award-winning
Yes.
porn star. You said this is your 21st AVN.
Well, technically 17 because I took a little break.
Okay.
But it would be, if I had not taken a break, my 21st year here at
Very
AVN.
cool. So this is veteran, like legitimate veteran status.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah. So is my first.
Okay.
Really? What am I supposed to be doing? I mean, I'm interviewing wonderful people, but besides that,
Besides that, I don't know. I just have fun, you know. I'm like, it's really changed over the years.
Yeah.
It was crazy in there today.
yeah. So, well, what was the thing, right? It used to be at this convention center down the hall when you
Venetian.
went to yeah.
We started at the
basement there, what are they-
Venetian.
yeah.
We got kicked out of there.
Is that what happened?
Well, I think the rooms just, took a beating.
Yeah.
And then went to the man.
Oh, they didn't
Bay.
want you to be in the hotel. That's what it was. I never got that side of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the
interesting.
Venetian was really awesome because it was all one big, huge
Right.
room.
And the conference center is whatever downstairs.
Yeah.
What's the Sands? The Sands
the
Convention
Sands
Center.
was
Yeah.
cool. I love the Hard Rock. I'm just used to coming here for rehab for the pool
Oh,
party.
interesting. Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a totally different atmosphere coming
Right.
here for AVN.
Cool. Well, yeah. So it's nuts. It's nuts in there. It's like a I found a tiny little pocket of like sanity right here. That's been okay.
Thank you. I'm doing all right then.
Yeah. Yeah. Because downstairs was nuts. We did a live version of this for a little bit, and it was absolutely chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I couldn't hear anybody, and I couldn't hear myself. It's just a lot going on. It's just like so many places. It's like even if you want to get to like that one, I just want to get to that thing right there, and next thing you know, it's 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I'm like, especially I call it when you're going against traffic and you're trying to exit anyway, go to the bathroom. People do not. I got poked in the face today with a guy who had spikes all over his head.
Oh, I saw that guy.
I tried to get by him, and he poked me right in the face.
Yeah. So that's how I handle like when somebody's got an umbrella and they're coming at you. I just put my forearms up. I learned this from an old lady when I first got to New York City. She put her forearms up.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that to his hair. Just forearm up to the hair.
I do it with my shoes because I wear Uggs and I carry my shoes around. So they have
you just hold them up?
Yeah, they have to. That's you got to have some sort of balance.
Yeah, block the face. You got to keep the face safe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where do you live now?
I live in Woodland Hills, California.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And you told me you're from Munich.
Yes, München, Germany.
München. No, it's a different thing. München. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just heard Munich because I'm an American, and we just hear the one thing, and then we rock with it.
Well, I'm American too. I've been here since I was 7.
So München. So what is that experience like? Do you go back? What's the takeaway?
I haven't been back since I was 21. My dad still lives there, but I won performer of the year back in. God, what was it? Like, I'm trying to think, 2001. And I was on the side of all the buses.
Oh, no shit.
My dad had no idea what I did.
Oh, wow.
And we were sitting there, and the bus pulled up with my picture.
Hi, Dad.
And my real name is Briana. And he dropped me off at the airport that day. And I haven't spoken to him since.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
a sweetheart, though.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad to hear. That's sad to hear. So then how do you go from that to then being in a position in your life now where you only surround yourself with acceptance?
I started this industry under the name Mirage, and it was just going to be a couple scenes.
Yeah.
And once everyone found out, I was like, you know what? Like, I might as well be the biggest and the best I can be. And I changed my name, got my boobs done.
Yeah.
And then 2001, cover Penthouse, AVN, and signed with Vivid. And
huge.
That was the beginning of 8 years with Vivid, the longest contract star of all time
with
them. So
congratulations.
I just went with it.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Well, yeah. You certainly have the resume. You've certainly been in this thing for a period of time where I think opinions have changed.
Yeah.
Where what's it called? The tastes have changed, and even the technological aspect of this business has changed.
Definitely.
How do you keep up to date with all of these things?
I when I came back, I'd never used Twitter.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to use all the social media apps. But I always stick with, Vivid saying was always sexy, not slutty. And I try and carry myself,
Okay.
in that manner when I go to these conventions
Yeah.
because, people can see me naked on film. They don't need to see me
Yeah.
naked in the middle of a bunch of other girls naked.
Right. Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually that's pretty brilliant. Um, and so yeah, so I like that concept. The what's it called? So you're in
Mm-hmm.
California. What do you? I guess in an environment like this, in this Vegas
Mm-hmm.
situation, in this convention setup, how do you maintain a level of balance when you're out here?
I've
What habits
always
have you picked up?
I've always said if it wasn't for my fans, there wouldn't be me. So
Yeah.
I always keep in mind that it's my fans that have carried me through the years and
Sure.
have welcomed me back with open arms
Yeah.
with this comeback. So I'm just very positive and thankful,
Yeah.
for my fan base. And they really show me support and love when I'm feeling like I can't do it
Yeah.
another hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They kind of give me that little push.
Oh, that's a good mentality, a good
Hmm.
good way to look at it. But for yourself, when you have the moment, what are your Zen moments? Like, is it a coffee? Is it yoga? I mean, what's the thing?
I love going to the gym.
Yeah.
I before my comeback, I lost 70 pounds. But
Wow.
yeah, and an ex-boyfriend, so
Yeah.
I was
Well, and then however much he weighed, yeah.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, definitely like I love working out,
Yeah.
and I enjoy being alone because it took me 5 years out of this industry to learn to be alone because
Yes.
I'd never been
I was
single.
talking about this with Della Dane in another episode. Is I think a lot of us don't self-soothe, and we don't figure out how to be by
Hmm.
ourselves.
Yeah, you
Like I went
got.
to the movies alone last night. It's my favorite thing.
I can't do that yet. I tried.
I don't like going with people because what happens? You go with people and then they're doing
Yeah.
this. They're doing this. Why is he going in the room? I was
Hmm.
like, I'm watching the same movie as you. I don't know. Let's find out together.
Yeah.
But there's something about going to the movie alone. It's just far better.
I finally, I'm okay with going and eating alone, but
Yeah.
it took me a good 5 years to like enjoy taking a bath or
Yeah.
reading a book. And I was I relied on men for so long
Yeah.
to tell me what I liked
Yeah.
that it's like so awesome that I know what I like now.
I think we all do this, and I think I know a lot of people, the civilian people, who try to schedule their life so tightly so that they
Hmm.
don't have to have these moments alone by themselves, and I think that's silly.
Yeah,
When I get an opportunity to be by myself,
that's awesome.
that's my favorite part. You know?
Yeah, just to lay there and be okay
Yeah.
inside your own head, I think is so important.
Yeah, and not have to worry about it because you find these people. I'm a comedian, and so I'll
Mhm.
invite people to a show, and I assume people think like me. So then I'll get this text afterwards like, "Hey, I couldn't come to the show. I couldn't find anybody to go with me." And you're like, "What do
Mhm.
you mean? You're going to see me? I'm going to be there. You know
Yeah.
I'm there. Come to the thing."
Yeah.
And it's like people will completely bail on any plan if they can't find like a sidekick.
Yeah, it's I've walked the red carpet numerous times alone since
Yeah.
I've been back,
Oh,
but I'm like
beautiful.
okay with that. I'm like no one's stealing my attention.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it really shows a sense of me and
Yeah.
strength for my fans are really like happy that I'm not dating some loser now.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Not even to speak on terrible people and terrible
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
But so what was sort of the key to unlocking 70 pounds?
Uh, Unfortunately, the relationship I was in while I was out was very verbally abusive. I
Yeah.
never experienced it. I didn't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
But you came to a point when you're like, I don't even like myself. And
You're right.
I was like, I just cut it off. And, at that point, I worked out 3 hours a day,
No
7
way.
days a week for 7 months straight. And I
Wow.
lost that 30 pounds.
And this was your self-imposed plan, or what did you look
Um,
to come up with a good diet and workout plan?
I just decided, you know what? Like, I miss being Briana Banks, and I miss my fans.
Yeah.
And I really was happy in my life before
Yeah.
I went and left the industry. So, it wasn't hard. I just every day, thought of like the nasty words that were embedded in my brain, and it like pushed me to like Equinox gave me a trophy for the most weight loss
No
of
shit.
any of their clubs all over the U.S. in 1 year.
Wow.
So
You can't stop winning awards.
I know, but it was just so gratifying,
Yeah.
and I know that I have inspired so many other people to care about their health and
Sure.
their happiness with this comeback, because I speak to a lot of them about
Yeah.
the same issues.
Well, I think what happens is, you've been in this, not to mention an age specifically, but you've been in this business long enough that, you're in a position where I think a lot of people at your age, my age, think that whatever bodies we have now that's the end.
That's it, yeah.
And, so to see somebody that's a peer, be able to morph themselves either back into a body that they used to have or a new body, I think is inspiring for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just inspiring when people at the gym come up to me and tell me that I motivate them because they've seen the transformation, and it's like they don't know the whole journey, that it's not just on the outside, it was on the inside.
Of course.
But it's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that's great. So when did you get to Vegas? Are you staying in this building? What are you?
I got here on Tuesday evening, and I'm not staying at the Hard Rock because I love the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
But I need a break when I get off work, and I go and have me time.
That's how I feel. I put myself a couple miles away and just in like a residential area.
Yeah.
I was like, this is where I need to be so that I don't kill everyone.
So I can be nice and smile all day.
Because it's one thing, it's one thing to do the thing and you're bumping into people and you're in the zone and you're in the thing and the thing. But then it's like if I just want to go walk around later and I got to bump into the same people, I can't do it. I just want to do the thing where I don't have to talk to the people.
I can't do the circle bar anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went last year and I was just like, oh, this is the last year that
it's fun. It's part of the experience. It's a thing, but it's like he's got to be in line at some point, and being able to remove ourselves from these situations is really where the healthy thing comes from.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So so when you're not out here, when you're not in these crazy conferences, what are you doing? How do you find peace? What are you doing to?
Me, I just surround myself with positive people.
Yeah.
A lot of alone time. I like hiking, working out. I'm really, I wouldn't say I have a lot of girlfriends in the industry, just a few.
Yeah.
I try and keep my personal life and my work life pretty much separate.
Yeah.
Because I just can't be in all of that.
It's a good policy, yeah.
I think a lot of girls forget that their stage name isn't really who they are.
Yeah.
And they let it define them, and I don't.
Especially when they're new to the business and it's becoming this new and exciting thing. It's hard. You get caught up in all of these kinds of.
Everyone loves attention. So it's hard.
Yeah. So that's cool. So the hiking, the thing. Are you an animal lover? Are you an animal hater?
No. I love animals. I used to travel feature dancing so much and touring that I gave up an animal and I haven't had the heart to take another one on because it's not fair to the animals.
Right.
So I definitely love animals. I just it's too much right now.
Yeah. I'm with that. I experienced that. I was I've been away from my dog now for almost a month. So this is why it's in my.
You feel so bad, right?
I feel bad. I mean, she's in a great place, and she's honestly she's with my parents, and my parents pretend like they don't want an animal and they don't want a thing, but they tell me all these stories of their little interactions with my dog, and so it's like as much for her as it is for them to have this creature around. Especially we've had a rough couple weeks. We had some health problems in the family and some death in the family, and so having her there for them, I think was important and big. But I missed the shit out of her.
I do, yeah. I think the last pet I had was a goldfish named Big Bird after me. But the fish lived 5 years.
Okay, yeah.
5, and I wanted a carnival. I wanted.
Oh, one of those, literally bagging a fish in a bag.
Later, it was green, it looked like it had mercury poisoning.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is that fish
still hanging on?
I moved it 5 times, and it just and so I'm done with pets for a little bit.
Oh wow, yeah. There's I like this level of person who's like, oh, we're there in an interview. Let's just ask questions.
I saw him the other day at the bank too.
He was standing in front of the sign that he was asking about. He's like, oh, is it the thing that I need on the thing on the sign and the thing? It's what are you
I'm a
gonna
friendly
do?
person.
It's what are you gonna do? So so where do you go? What happens in the next 6 months for you? Where do you go? What do you do? What else happens after AVN?
Oh, after AVN, I'm gonna go home and sleep for like a week,
Yeah.
and de-stress.
Do it.
But hopefully, just shooting and working on my site. And I've met a lot of contacts on this trip.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to shoot for some new companies and explore my options.
That's cool.
I didn't even know they shoot in Arizona.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
There's a lot of people in Arizona
Yeah,
that
yeah,
want to
yeah.
shoot me, and I'm like, I didn't even know
That's
Arizona was like a porn
Yeah. Well, wait. So
district.
but you don't live in Arizona.
No, I live in LA.
But you're willing to go to Arizona just to be able to do the work. Yeah.
I mean, I fly to Vegas
Yeah,
to
yeah.
shoot for browsers a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, it's kind of fun to get out and, see different areas.
Yeah, Arizona's a really cool culture, actually.
It is. When me and Jenna were best friends, she lived in Phoenix, so
Yeah.
I would fly out every week and we would shoot content and hang out. So, I like Arizona.
Yeah, for some reason I always heard that Scottsdale was was one of the like porn hubs, but I haven't heard that recently. But it's interesting. It's interesting to hear it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just know that it's really beautiful and very affordable.
Yeah. Well, also what you find this day and age is that people can almost live anywhere because they're able to create their own content. So it's like, sometimes you'll find out about pockets of people like I got a chance to interview Jessie Jane in
she's
Oklahoma.
great.
I didn't know she was in
Jessie.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I found out on a Monday she's in Oklahoma. Reached out to her, got her by Wednesday. We did an interview. It was fantastic. And there's people in Alabama. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I saw Jessie yesterday, and she's
very
such
cool.
a cool.
Oh, I didn't know she was out here.
Yeah, she's out here signing for
track her
her
down.
toy line, I believe.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. What else? Hold on. I think we froze here. No, we're good. No, we're frozen. But the podcast continues. Just a little technical difficulty with the with the YouTube end of the spectrum. So what else? So you're gonna check out Arizona. Where do you if you get to travel for fun? Where does that take you?
I have actually. I was thinking about it. I haven't featured in quite a few years because I did it for so long.
Yeah.
But like Europe, I'm huge, and I've been asked. Jessie Jane actually did the tour a few months ago, and it's in Italy and Spain.
Okay.
I'd be doing 6 feature dance personal appearances in Europe.
How cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's just, the thought of going to Europe by yourself, that's like a big step.
Yeah.
And I haven't been in quite some time. I think I went to Paris maybe 8 years ago and did like a nightclub tour
Right.
with a friend.
No, there's something really fun and cool, and I mean, I just did it myself. I went to South Africa, and I was there for 3 weeks, and I didn't know anybody there, and it's a little different because they're doing comedy, so I knew I was going to meet comedians and create some friendships and whatnot. So I don't know if it's the same kind of thing in that, but there's just something great about being in like a weird place.
There is.
You don't know anything about.
There is. It's just the language barrier.
Yeah.
You never know, like, when people are being rude to you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel so American right now.
Yeah. No, it's tough, right? Because it's like half of us wants to just assume that it would be fine if we speak English everywhere, and the other half of us are like, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, there is a lot of English being spoken everywhere, and it's sort of, and it is, and people understand it's sort of the universal language between there being, I don't know how many English-speaking countries and us being so big and dominant in entertainment.
Yeah.
It seems that, and in entertainment, that seems to be the common language.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like, I went to Paris and I went to Sweden on one trip at shoot for I went and shoot for Playboy in France. And I thought it'd be reversed, but actually the French were much more polite than the Swedish people.
Interesting.
They were, I felt so uncomfortable.
Really?
Because they were insulted that I didn't know any Swedish.
Any Swedish, really? Wow. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I do find that I've known comedian buddies who've gone to Sweden to work on pieces of their act that are basically making fun of Americans. So they love that. They love going and having us rip into our own culture.
Right,
so
which
that's
is
an interesting thing.
easily done, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's easily done, but it's hard. It's not well received on this end sometimes. Sometimes it becomes a sort of a preachier kind of thing. So these guys go out there and they kind of perfect the notion, or they get the catharsis of being able to say the thing that they want to say without sort of being judged or being called something. So that's cool. So that should be fun if you get a chance to do that tour. And don't sell yourself short. I mean, it's going to be a very fun experience, and you fit in quicker than you think.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I want to maybe this year direct something.
Yeah.
Now that I got my toes wet, so to
Very
speak,
cool.
and I've learned, all the new ways people are filming and stuff. I've observed for a year, and now I'm ready to take the next step and actually try and do it myself.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, so many people in this industry, it seems, are just taking the reins and becoming responsible for content and for so many ends of the business that I'm super inspired by seeing all these people. It's sort of like, and in every level of career, it's like there's nobody who's just like, well, I've been doing this for 10 years, so I'm just going to stay doing this. It's like everybody gets that there's innovation and they need to branch out and stay with it and keep it fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. I hear all day, you're a legend, you're an icon. And at the same, I never let anything get to my head because I don't think of myself like that. I'm just somebody, that got back in the industry. And I feel like I'm starting from day one because everything's changed.
Sure.
It doesn't matter what I did for 20 years because it's different now.
And figuring out how to adapt in any of these types of things is part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you zig when you should have zagged,
and
then
that's my saying.
Yeah.
No,
and then you end up,
Yeah.
and so it's like everybody now is just sort of like, they're ready. They're straddling. They're in triple threat position, ready for whatever the next thing is.
Yeah, and I feel the younger girls have a little bit of an advantage because they grew up with the social media era.
They do, but then at the same time, you gotta understand that your experience and your life puts you in a better position from the standpoint of seeing a wrong turn far ahead.
Yeah, whenever people ask my advice to a new girl in the industry, I always say, save your money and treat this as a career because it'll go by so quick you won't even know what happened.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's tough, right? It's like, so, I'm in my 30s. For comedy, it's not really a detriment, but there is something to getting big in your 20s. But in your industry, it seems, when I've spoken to other people in this thing, if you come in your 30s or late 20s, basically like you're starting your career at the end of a chunk of a career. It's like you don't get the wealth of, like, you don't get to do the first 10 years. Like being 20 to 30 is a thing.
Yeah.
And it matters to the thing and to the genre or to whatever the thing that you're trying to participate in. So it's interesting.
No, it is. There's no more glamour porn.
Yeah.
You're either a newcomer or you're a MILF.
Yeah.
And then you're a cougar.
Right.
But I left right before MILF became popular.
Right.
And when I came back, it's like, like prime MILF.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
I did, I was like, MILF. It took a little adjusting.
Yeah.
And my fans are like, you're like the model we'd like to fuck. They refuse to call me mother.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Nothing against MILF.
No,
I
nothing
love
against
'em,
MILFs,
but it's
but
it took adjusting.
Yeah, it doesn't. It seems like this industry has pockets of fads. So the new fad that I think is this sibling fad thing.
Yeah.
So it's
God, yeah.
so we got stuck on the MILF thing for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, and we haven't really worked our way out of it. But it was a key component in a lot of big Hollywood movies as well for a couple years. So it's stuck in a lot of our heads that's one of the things.
Hey, that and the stepmom. And
It's interesting for me because I'm
weird.
35, so like somebody my age that I want to fuck is not necessarily a MILF. They're just somebody my age I want to fuck.
Well, yeah, there's girls that are 18, 19 with kids, and I don't have any kids, and they're not MILFs.
Right. Well, they're teen. Well, they're teen moms, so that's a whole other.
I'm sure that's a whole nother line I haven't learned about yet.
Yeah. So that's So that, I mean, I feel like you have the right mindset for all of this, which is good to see. And this is what I find. I do find that there's a lot of very understanding and very flexible people in this business who kind of get it, get what the dangers are of the exploitation of things and all of the I don't know, the fact that your face, your name, all of your things are out there.
Yeah.
But it brings like a level-headedness.
Yeah, I always tell girls, if you do one scene, it will catch up with you. Like, you're branded for life.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to ever do anything else. So, just
Yeah,
got to be in it for the long run.
Yeah, I did hear that. I heard someone said they started very, very harsh at the beginning with sort of like this sort of, this violent end of the spectrum. And then that sort of became the brand that she had to fulfill.
Yeah.
And it's taken her a little bit of time to get out of that. So that's an interesting component of this thing as well.
Yeah.
But I will say I have not encountered too many people. I mean, I travel all over the world and I do comedy and I encounter people of all ages who are closed-minded, and I don't bump into that here, and we're not not even just sexually, just in politically every end of the spectrum. It's a very open-minded group of people, and I appreciate that, especially in today.
Yeah.
Today's day and age, when there's, and it's not just our country that has wild leadership. It's like you go somewhere and you can see the parallels of what's going on here in a lot of places. So, so that's why I gravitated to this industry. What else? What do you want to talk about? What's like a thing popping around your mind all week? Do you have a thing you like?
I don't. It's just today's day 3 of signing for me. And I, have kind of been lacking on my social media because I'm so exhausted when I get back to my room. It's
so hard to get on top of it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess overall, I'm just, really grateful because this has been a fairly good year for me. So I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky, especially, the travesty. I'm sure you've heard of all the girls that passed away over the last 2 months. It's really sad, that people on social media can tear you apart so badly that you would do that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because in a couple of the cases, it was like, because now that I'm on both sides of the thing, there was parts of the discussion that were missing, and there was nobody to sort of like mediate the thing, because the understanding of what a certain phrase means on this side of the on your side of the industry is different from what it means on my side of the industry. So the people on my side of the industry don't understand the complexity of what crossover into different genres of porn are. It changes the type of testing, and so when somebody says something, then it reads as something that has something to do with sexuality, acceptance, and all these things. It has nothing to do with that. So it was just a really sad experience, because then nobody could just go, hang on, no, that's not what she meant, and that's not what they meant.
Yeah.
And and like clear the air.
Yeah, it's been really sad, from my point of view, just to watch it. But I understand it.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's tough to be a female in your late 30s anyway. But, I can't imagine I don't really get negative stuff on my social media. I'm very fortunate. And that I don't have to read that stuff. So I can't imagine if I had to read it every day.
Interesting.
People can really be mean.
Yeah, I get it a little bit. Like I'm not that I'm getting haters, but but when I started the podcast, I understand that the people that are going to listen to the podcast may have bigger interest in my guest than they do in me, and so I was getting a lot of this like just shut up and let him talk at the beginning. Which I found, luckily I found slightly amusing and hilarious, and they're not wrong. I talk too much, I get it, but yeah, it is. It's tough to be in that position, be in that spotlight, be held to that standard, and then it's hard to separate.
It is. I've learned to use that block button very well.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I start to read anything negative, I block it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, those people are obviously extremely unhappy in their own lives, so they wouldn't be stalking me to bully me.
Right. And the thing I find most evident but when those types of things happen is the hypocrisy of the person speaking.
Yeah.
The thing that they're doing is usually the thing that they're pretending that they're upset about, but it's like, you're doing the thing, bro. You're doing the thing right now, and there's no clarity. We all get angry and we understand there's no clarity when you're saying silliness, but We gotta understand the power of those words.
I've just learned that you can't win because I went from being called a fat pig to I have an eating disorder within a month.
Right.
You know, it's just like, okay, what is it? Am I
which
a
one do you want?
hippopotamus?
Yeah.
Or am I anorexic?
Right,
like,
yeah.
You know, and it's just like, at that point, you're like, you know what? Somebody's always going to have some things to say, and I just have to live by what I know.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at any object and find negative aspects of it and embellish its qualities. So there's always going to be that. There's no perfection in society, which is what makes society so beautiful, is accepting the imperfections that we're all involved in. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter which side you're on.
Yeah, exactly.
I put on a bunch of weight before I had knee surgery, and I was working on it, talking about it on stage, and then I got to the point where I was talking about how I'd gained weight on stage, and then people were like, "We hadn't gained that much weight," and this.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's almost no threshold to do any of the things unless you're an extreme.
I do like that curves are in now.
Curves are in, yeah.
I mean, I was nicknamed Titsicle and Tits on a Stick for my entire Vivid career.
Okay.
And once I hit my 30s, I got like curves, and I'm like, I love that now people appreciate curves. So it's like
and
cool.
the human body
it's
and
it's
women.
normal. Like we have curves,
and women, the way they're made.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Is there anything that you want to shout out?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to talk about that's upcoming?
I just want to thank my fans and, check out my website, brianabanks.xxx. I've been really building it up this last year.
Very cool.
My OnlyFans /Briana Banks, my Sex Panther at Briana Banks.
Yeah, pay for your content, people. We
come
say
on,
this a
you
lot.
guys.
Pay
I
for
work
your content.
really hard. I just want to shout out thank you to Team Banksy fans. You guys have made this comeback amazing.
Cool. And then social media-wise, how do we follow you?
My Instagram is official Briana Banks. My Twitter is Briana Banks XXXX. And then Streammate, Sex Panther, and OnlyFans are all under Briana Banks.
Cool. Well, so you can basically find her everywhere. Whatever thing you're on, she's on it.
You'll know if it's the real me, and I have a lot of imposters, but you can just go on and you'll know that I respond to everyone.
Yeah. What is it? What was I gonna say? Icon. Hashtag icon problems.
Two-time Hall of Famer right here. But I love you guys.
Everybody wants to impersonate me. I have no impersonators. You can check me out. I'm Dan Frigolette. Check out my comedy. I have fun on stage. I do what I love. Guys, we are on iTunes. We are on Google Play. We have some content today on YouTube. We had a little glitch in the middle, so hang with us while we sort that out on the YouTube page for a minute and a half. Wherever you found us, we're on the other thing. Try to bring you good content whenever we can. We drop an episode every Sunday. Thank you to my guest, Briana Banks. So great. Follow her. Buy her content. Keep her in this business. We want her here for another 21 years.
Thank you so much.